what we're calling it.
Awesome. Let's just give it a couple more seconds. Let me load in. There we go. All right. Welcome into Super Bowl 5 of the DNVR Xbox Madden League. It's going to be a fun game. The Saints are taking on the Bengals. Both teams pretty good defensively. But when you look at these two rosters, I think you have to like what the Bengals have going on just a little bit more than the Saints. Should be an awesome day. I'm Henry Chisholm. I'll be doing the play-by-play. And I'm here with Brandon Spano, who's going to be doing color for us today. Brandon, how are you feeling about this game?
Yeah, this is an exciting game. We have Saquon Barkley, who comes in as second, who's runner-up, I believe, in the MVP voting. And then obviously you come in with Ryan, and Ryan has a really, really great offense here. And you're going to see him uses a lot of 22, a lot of 2 tight end, uses fullbacks. So it should be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of running today.
Yeah, I think so too. He has Dalvin Cook, who's coming off a pretty strong year. One of the better running backs this season in the NFC, almost hit 1,300 rushing yards on the season. So we'll see what he has to do. It's kind of interesting watching this offense because they do use so much heavy personnel. Second leading wide receiver is Julian Edelman, who only had about 200 receiving yards. And there you see Ryan running the ball off the bat. With Dalvin Cook, excuse me.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. There are 3 tight ends on that play. So he comes out with 3 tight ends. They're all great blockers. I know, because I've been trying to trade for one of them. And, he's going to come out here. Dalvin has a great step, and then he's hard to get down. Here he comes out, 3 tight ends again here. So a little interesting. He's going to keep running the ball here.
Yeah, and we're going to be watching the Bengals stream today, Dolan's stream. Which will be interesting to see how he calls this game. Wow, more space for Dalvin Cook. I don't know. 2nd and 3 looks like it's upcoming. Expect to see another run here, Brandon, or do you think he's going to try to change things up on him on 2nd and short?
Yeah, 2nd and 2. I think that you just keep it basic. The one thing Ryan does really well is he doesn't turn the ball over. We saw that in the championship game. So, here he comes right here. I think he's going to run right to the left there on that weak side. Oh, and he takes it right to the strong side.
There we go. Picks it up. That's Fletcher Cox bringing him down. He's the undisputed star of this Bengals defense. There isn't a whole lot more talent around him. You like this defensive line with Carlos Dunlap next to him, but Jerry Hughes is out, an 82 overall right end with a torn labrum. Maybe opening up just a couple more running lanes today as we see Ryan again in 22 personnel, but this time Dolan's able to come up with a stop.
Yeah, that one's interesting. Both tight ends to the right and a fullback to the strong side. He's going to run this formation again. And you have a 4-on-4 on the right side. So this favors Ryan, this matchup right here that he has.
It does, except that that's where the strength of the defense is with Fletcher Cox over there. Oh, a pass. Dalvin Cook with the juke going up the sideline. He was a decent receiver this season.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Ryan has to pass here. It's 3rd and 7. And this is, I don't know about you guys, but this is where I love to have a team where I know exactly what they're going to do in a must-pass situation here. So let's see what he comes out with. And here we go, 5 wide.
Yeah, an interesting look here. Because Deshaun Watson can run, and he does have numbers right up the middle. We'll see if he tries to take that. Oh, but he drops it. Looks like it's going to be a 4th down, 4th and 7. Will the punt team come on? I believe so. Yep, looks like it will. And that's a tough start for the Saints, who probably wanted to get a couple of points with this game just getting underway.
Yeah, Ryan has done a really great job all through these playoffs at taking control of the game and getting a lead. We watch him do it to Timmy, took Timmy out of his game plan. Which funny enough is exactly what Timmy did to me in week 17. So, paybacks for a bitch.
Paybacks are a bitch. Let's talk about this Bengals offense a little bit. Obviously, it all starts with Saquon Barkley. He put up over 2,500 rushing yards, 24 touchdowns, also had over 1,000 receiving yards, over almost 12 yards per catch. on those receptions, and it looks like we're going to see a run here to start things off. And wow, just nothing but space in front of him. It's somehow an even hotter start than what the Saints were able to get with that first run that was called back with Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, right up the middle. And here we go. He's going to come out now in strong left. Ryan's going to run his 4-4. Ryan stops the run very well in the 4-4. It'll be interesting to see how Dallin does here.
Yeah, there's a running lane outside. And so far we're seeing the Bengals able to run the ball at will here, which is a bit of a surprise given the Saints front seven that features a bunch of guys who were very productive this season. Solomon Thomas, Deron Payne, Derek
Patrick
Niotti.
Queen, defensive rookie of the year, Patrick Queen.
Yeah, with Terrain Edmonds next to him at linebacker. If the Bengals are going to be able to run this easily on the Saints, it could be a long day for Ryan.
Ryan's running a 3-3-5 now to try to get out of that so he can get some more protection on the outside. And it looks like it works, except it's just Saquon, so it's good for 5 even when you stop it.
It sure is. That is a tough play to stop right there.
Yeah, I actually like playing a Saquon out of the 3-3-5 more than I do out of a 4-4. Even if I'm giving up 3 or 4 yards, 5 yards sometimes, Henry.
And when you do that, it does help you in coverage because as you look around this offense, it has been a little bit more balanced, surprisingly, than the Saints, at least in terms of being able to spread the ball around to some receivers. You see Mike Williams catch a ball and pick up the first down there, but they also have Preston Williams. They have OBJ, who didn't quite have the production this season that you would have expected from somebody with his talent, but 3 good receivers that Dallin is. He's willing to use them, and we'll see if he continues to do so throughout this game. Wow, a bunch of crossing routes here. Yeah. But Darren Waller is covered.
Hey, Ryan came out in that and cover 4 drop, which if you can get pressure on is very, very hard to throw the ball against. If you don't get pressure on, though, you can get some big gains through that. But that 3-3-5 cover 4 drop, very popular defense in Madden this year.
Interesting stuff. When you look at the Saints back 7, you don't really think of it as a group that would be tough to pass on. When you look at the names, Ronnie Harrison, Bobby McCain, Travarius Ward, Darius Phillips, Josh Jackson, but he's been very successful and he's been able to put those guys in good situations as Dallin hands the ball off to Saquon again. This is going to be a 3rd and 7 now.
Yeah, now Ryan,
wonder really what he's going to drop here.
Ryan loves this situation right here. I talked to him, before the game. This is where he wants him to be, and we're going to see. Now, one thing I'm going to say about that Saints defensive backfield you were talking about is they have speed. They have a lot of speed. Oh, now that was a great call by Ryan there. Cover 3 sky drop, and I don't know how he got the man on I thought he called man because he had somebody isolated with Saquon on that. Just a beautiful call right there by Ryan.
Yep, able to force the 4th and 7, and the field goal team is on for Cincinnati.
He nails that.
Kick is up. Oh, looks like your stream might be just a half second ahead of mine, but it is good. The Bengals take a 3-zip lead with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, but some stout defense pretty late in that drive from the Saints, and that's something I think we're going to see from both of these teams going forward. 2 of the better red zone defenses in the entire league, and that's part of the reason why they both made it to the Super Bowl. Brandon, what would you do differently here on the second possession if you're Ryan controlling these Saints?
I think, listen, I don't think it's the time to do something different. I think maybe you might take a deep shot because he's putting a lot of guys in the box, and Ryan will do that. He has McCole Hardman that he, continuously takes really deep, big shots at, but I think it's a little too early. Ryan still wants to be able to say, come and stop the run, really overcommit. And you'll see Ryan eventually take a deep shot if the Bengals overcommit too much.
Yeah, that's kind of how this offense is designed. Like I mentioned earlier, those second, third receivers really don't get too many reps. But Mecole Hardman, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns this season. Ryan's going to wait. He's going to find the right moment to unleash him. And it doesn't look like it's going to be right now with coverage over the top. Oh, and he's running to the edge. Can he make a move? Picks up the first down, keeps the chains moving. And now the Saints are up to their own 40-yard line.
Yeah. So the Bengals are, they were thinking exactly what we just said, and he doesn't want to get beat deep. And so he's letting Ryan have some of those lanes.
He is in the shotgun now. Gets it out to Dalvin Cook, who can't make a play. That'll lose a few yards. 2nd and 13. And now maybe Ryan got just a bit greedy, but he's going to be faced with a 2nd and 13. That's going to be not exactly what he wants when he wants to be running the ball.
Yeah, I would much rather throw that ball away on the screen if it's covered like that than try to force the ball in there. And what's
big
really
completion up the seam to Dallas Goedert.
What's really beautiful about that is Ryan takes that quick AA tap and just drops down so that there's no chance of that ball being contested as soon as he catches it.
Yep, puts himself back in a good situation. 1st and 10, the ability to run the ball back into Ryan's pocket. As we start this second quarter, he's got a chance to break this Bengals defense for the first time. Likely needs a couple more yards, but he has been perfect this season with Graham Gano at kicker. He's coming out here on 1st down, heavy personnel again. Looks like a blitz is on the way, but Dalvin Cook is still able to pick up 6 yards at 2nd and 4. Second and 4, more heavy personnel. This is most success. He's been able to run the ball specifically at these edges, and he picks up another 1st down as he edges closer to the red zone.
Yeah, specifically at the right side, where I don't know if it's a personnel matchup or if he's just comfortable over there, but it's the short side of the field. So you'd think maybe he'd get it over to the open side so he can get some more room, but not necessarily what he's trying to do here. So this is interesting here. It looks like oh man.
Oh, gets him on the slant, can't make the tackle, and there's a 1st down to Bryan Edwards. Even though we don't see a lot of these receivers, they still have been able to produce when they've been on the field. In fact, there's so many rookies on this Saints team, from Antonio Gibson, who's putting up 6.7 yards per carry this season when Dalvin Cook isn't in the game, to guys like Quez Watkins, to Bryan Edwards, who made that play right there. It isn't because he doesn't have talent behind Mecole Hardman that he doesn't use the receivers, but it's just because he has such a dominant run game that he's been leaning on throughout this season. In the shotgun now. Oh, and that's a big sack. Who's that? Chandler Jones. No surprise there. I believe he's the sack leader for this Bengals defense. It was kind of only a matter of time before he got into the backfield.
Yeah, interesting call there. Kind of, if he doesn't get home on that blitz, then that's going to be a touchdown. But he gets home, of course. Sometimes you got to take that risk.
And it looks like he now has his X factor. So keep an eye on him for the next few plays. Oh, no, a fumble. Fletcher Cox falls on it. Bengals ball. And he's running. He's up and running. He's crossing the 50 to the 40. My goodness, is he slow. But Mecole Hardman whiffs. He's down to the 30.
Unbelievable. I can't believe. It looked like what Ryan wanted to do was throw that ball away. And so he was just giving himself a little breathing room. And, I know as someone who played with Deshaun in last year's Madden through all of these leagues, you can usually beat that defensive end. And I don't know who that was, but he definitely wasn't beating him to the edge. That was a huge, huge play for the Bengals.
Yeah. That'll flip the momentum. Now the Bengals have the ball with just over 4.5 minutes on the clock. Need to get 30 yards. This is a big drive here in determining the outcome in this game. And the Saints still with only 3 up front, but there's Patrick Queen coming up the middle to make the play. 2nd and 14 now for the Bengals.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Patrick Queen, right here. Ryan's done a great job developing him.
You see why, too. He can get into the backfield like that. 5 interceptions this season, tied for the team lead. That's a dominant player, and he probably will be throughout our time playing Madden 21 in the DNVR Madden League. All right, Bengals forced into passing situations here. Drew Lock drops back, and he picks up the first down, getting the ball to Darren Waller across the middle.
Man, that looked covered to me when he let go of it, and then it was open.
Darren Waller can make a couple of plays like that, though. All right, shotgun again for the Bengals. Saquon Barkley lined up next to Drew Lock. It's a handoff, goes up the middle, picks up 8 or 9 yards. It's going to be second and short.
Call. Yeah, I really like that call by the Bengals there after a pass. And I expect him to go right back to it right now.
And no reason not to, especially when you want to run this clock. You don't want to give Ryan a chance to run the ball down the field. You want to make him spread things out. So 2nd and 2, don't get too cute. And it doesn't look like the Bengals will. Oh, Saquon tries to take it outside. He might have had the first down right there.
I would have liked to see him audible that to the other side. He had a mismatch on the other side of the line. He had a 4-on-3 over there, and he kept it to the weak side. So and Ryan is lined up for this. Ryan's going to stop this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can't defend it much better than it looks like he's about to. There's a lot of guys in the box. The Bengals not willing to throw, but Saquon takes it right up the middle for the touchdown. That's a backbreaker, a 10-point lead, assuming this extra point goes through for the Bengals. Ooh.
Yeah, I had a feeling that could potentially open up like that just based on where that was lined up. Sometimes in that 4-4, that middle can just open right up, and that's exactly what happened.
Now the Saints are going to get the ball back with a little over 2 minutes on the clock. Is that enough time to keep running the ball, or do you have to start throwing the ball downfield?
He has 3 timeouts. He definitely should just, continue with his game plan. He's got to just stick to his game plan. He can run the ball here. Absolutely.
Yep. Solid return there, getting the ball out to the 20. You lose 5 yards taking that out of the end zone, but maybe worth the risk in these situations. I agree. Try to run the ball a little bit. See if you can get Dalvin Cook to break one. That's what's got you to this game. That's what I think you have to keep trying. Lined up in the shotgun, though. Dalvin Cook next to Deshaun Watson in the backfield. It's a pass play. Deshaun Watson rolling out of the pocket. Can he find somebody? Wow. What a catch from Dalvin Cook down the sideline. And now you definitely can run it. You've crossed the 50, 2:10 on the clock. Clock looks to be stopped. No, it is running. Likely we'll get to the 2-minute warning here.
Yep. Now Ryan can do whatever he wants. He's got the full playbook open to him. He's half field, with 3 timeouts, so he can do whatever he wants. Hopefully he doesn't rush this.
Yeah, it looks like the Bengals are sitting back in coverage a little bit. Oh, there's the press. Mecole Hardman, he can get open against some of these looks. The Saints are in the shotgun, is a pass, dropping back, and he has to throw that ball away. Second and 10.
Cook wide open in the middle of the field there. Ryan misses him because he's looking for the deep shot. And as we can see from the Bengals here, he's playing deep zones. He's not going to give Ryan the chance here to gain anything big.
Yeah, maybe getting just a little bit too greedy here, in my opinion, if you're Ryan. 2nd and 10, though. Oh, he's spreading things out, finds Mecole Hardman underneath. One of the things that surprised me when going through the stats before this game, Mecole Hardman only has about 13 yards per catch. When you think of a guy like that, you think of somebody who's likely to get closer to 18, 20 yards per catch, given his speed. Shotgun again, gets the ball to Hardman again on the exact same play. Looks to be close, yes, and he did get the first down. Timeout Bengals now with 1.5 minutes on the clock. 1st and 10 at the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, I'm similar with Goodwin on my team. He's like a 13-14 a catch guy because you use him underneath a lot.
Interesting. Shotgun again for the Saints, still not trying to run the ball, even with those 3 timeouts. 2 running backs in the backfield, and he gets it to Dalvin Cook outside. Oh, and a broken tackle. He's going to come up just short of the first down. 2nd and inches here.
Ryan does a great job staying in bounds on that. Really important. Force the Bengals to use one of their timeouts. Ryan may be scoring just a little too fast here.
Yeah, the thing is, though, when you look at this Bengals team built around Saquon Barkley, how much do they really want Drew Lock to be pushing the ball downfield in these situations, or you already do have a lead? Empty backfield now, though, for the Saints in the 2nd and inches. Looks like they are going to be trying to get the touchdown here. If you're looking for 5 yards, you probably hand it off.
Middle. If I'm Ryan, I'm looking to run this right up the middle with the quarterback. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, pass and an interception. Charvarius Ward, another one of those young DBs that's been making plays all season. Probably could have picked up a couple more yards.
There's just no, you have 3 timeouts. You've got a minute 18. You've already scored. You're already probably driven too fast. There's just no reason to force that into double coverage. No. I just don't agree with the call at all.
Run the ball there. Run the ball. It's what got you to this game. But he seems to be a little bit too quick to move to the passing game for my taste.
He's a little shaken by the cameras in the crowd, huh?
Something's going on. But now we're in this interesting situation. 1 timeout for the Bengals, minute 11 on the clock, 85 yards to go. A run to Saquon, something that there's no chance RK would have done based on what we've just seen.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in the first half, a very un-RK-like first half here in the Super Bowl.
RK is sitting back a little bit, still just rushing those 3 defensive linemen. And the Bengals hit OBJ on the bubble screen outside. He stays in bounds, picks up the first down, but the clock is going to run.
No huddle. Here we go.
Still in the shotgun, clock down close to 45 seconds. It's a screen pass to Saquon Barkley. Doesn't follow his blockers, though. Not sure if he was looking to get to that sideline. Clock still running, under 30 seconds now. Still in the shotgun. Still 1 timeout for the Bengals, and they're only at their own 30-yard line. Dropping back to pass now is Drew Lock. Saquon Barkley up the sideline. Gets out of bounds, picks up the first down. 17 seconds now, though, at their own 38. What do you do here, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I'm on offense here, I'm trying to spread the field out and trying to get a big gain. I have 1 timeout. I'm looking to probably throw it in the middle of the field and try to get myself close to field goal range. And then maybe I have a couple more out of bounds plays, or maybe I have 1 more out of bounds play after that. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do here.
It does. See if he targets Darren Waller down the seam. Maybe that linebacker drops and he's able to get to Saquon underneath. He's kind of congesting things a little bit by bringing Williams into the middle on that audible. Oh, but he's wide open. He goes deep instead, though, to OBJ, who can't bring the ball down. 10 seconds now.
OBJ almost caught that. OBJ jumped over everybody. It was hit both of his hands, and he almost brought that down. That would have been close to game over.
It's one you expect him to bring down, but he only has 735 receiving yards on the season. Kind of a surprise for somebody like that. 5 wide again for Drew Lock. Still 10 seconds. Need to get 62 yards for the touchdown. Oh, did he catch that? He did catch that. Got across the 50 to the 41.
So this is going to be a 58-yarder, Hank. I'm not sure where the range capabilities of this kicker are, but it's going to have to be perfect for him to nail this.
It is going to have to be perfect. And we saw him come up a little bit light on the power with the last field goal he kicked. On those extra points, that'll get through. If I'm RK, though, I might drop somebody back into the end zone, see if you can pull some crazy points, and that's what he did, too. All right, 58-yarder is on the way.
Doink.
Oh, off the crossbar. It'll be a 10-point game going into halftime as the Bengals and Dolan lead 10-zip over RK Saints.
Maybe refresh your stream here at half, Hank, because I think you're just about a second behind.
All right. I'm refreshing now.
And I'll pick this up here. Kickoff by the Saints here. So Ryan's not going to start with the ball back. Dolan is going to return this down to about the 19. So this is
that Devontae?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure who that was. That might have been Devontae Booker returning a kick, though.
Boy, he's played good for the Raiders since the Broncos let him go. It really
that seems to happen.
Yeah, I didn't see anything from him as a Broncos. I don't blame them. Oh, and here's the stretch. He's going to run the stretch to the short side here. Let's see how this works.
Drew Lock under center going up against a 3-man front. And the handoff goes outside to Saquon, who does get the edge. Makes a little move at the end of the run to get within 1 yard of the first down. What do you do here? 2nd and 1. Is it time to keep taking shots, or with a 10-point lead, do you keep running?
Yeah, look at that. Well, they come out with a tight formation. They bring a fullback out, and I agree with it. And looks like Ryan kind of knows what's going to go on here.
Yep, with a fullback against that three-man front, you have to be expecting good things to happen if you're the Bengals. A go that looks like it's enough to pick up the first down. They give it to him. 1st and 10 for Drew Lock's Bengals.
Ryan can't give up the 7-8 yard first downs, which has been something that's been repeated in this Super Bowl here.
Yeah, it's a struggle that has existed for him throughout this game. At some point, you got to get away from this three-man front, right? Oh, made a play there, though, but it was a missed block. There was a lot of running room for Saquon. RK might have gotten just a little bit lucky there.
Yeah. Dolan had a good matchup there, ran that right, but big play by the player there, able to shed that block. And here we go. Dolan's coming out with a little bunch right here.
Yeah, and that three-man front looks a lot better when the quarterback isn't under center. We'll see if RK can take a little bit of momentum. Drew Lock in the shotgun, drops back. Don't see anybody open. He's going to throw a ball up to OBJ, though, and he brings it down. He's inside the 20. Wow. This is going to be a tough stretch here for the Saints defense. Need to make a play, hold him to a field goal.
OBJ's doing handstands now, running around. So you can see, I mean, Dolan saw that solo coverage. Ryan tried to make the user pick there and just didn't have the matchup over OBJ. He's going to have to invest in some corners in the offseason.
Back under center now for these Bengals. And again, I guess against a 4-man front, but it doesn't matter. There's running room up the middle, and he's inside the 10, down at the 6, 1st and 10 Bengals.
You know, Dolan's calling these inside and outside zones, and then he's just kind of picking his area. If you look, that was an outside zone there, pre-snap, and looks like he's subbing in Sony Michael right now. He did add a single back.
Interesting. And I wonder why. It must just be to keep Saquon fresh.
Yeah, that was just in that single back set, though. But then he went out of that strong eye. So we'll see.
Yep. And again, that light front looks like the Bengals will have numbers. Handoff to Barkley, goes up the middle. Yeah. Oh, little move. He picks up about half of it now. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3.
Ryan got gashed in that 4-4, which is what he likes, stopping the run out of. And since then, he's said, I'm just going to go 3-3-5 and give him those 3-4 yards. But the problem is it's been 6-7 yards most of the time. It has. And this is going to go. This is going to be a score right here, I would say. But he's running it to that weak side. We'll see.
You'd have to think the crease will develop, and he's not able to get in with Sony Michel.
So that was Sony Michel there. Yeah.
3rd and 2, 3rd and goal, I guess, from the 2. You pass or do you run here?
You know, if you're the Bengals, I think you run here. Don't risk taking turning the ball over. Get 3 if you need to get 3. This is a huge win for RK if he can get a stop.
It is. Oh, and it is a pass, dropping back. Oh, but he finds the touch. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. 4th and goal now.
Dolan's going for
10-point lead, and it does look like he's going for it. Not sure I agree with this call.
I don't agree with this either. I mean, 13-0 is huge. 10-0 feels like I'm in the game. This momentum-wise, this is massive if RK gets the stop here.
It sure is. 17 zip, though. He's trying to –
that
would all but end the game.
17-0, and it's over.
Wow, and what I really don't like is not going to Saquon Barkley here. Out of the shotgun, it doesn't look like he will unless an audible's on the way. Wow. RK's packed the middle of the defense, which might just work against all these crossers that it looks like we're going to see from the Bengals.
And oh, my gosh.
Oh, what a tough play for the Saints who had Darren Waller stopped, but just couldn't bring him down.
I thought he had the sack, Hank. Did you see that? He had the blitz. He got the blitz home. He had that mid-rush setup, and he got to the quarterback. He just let go over at the perfect time, and then he didn't have a guy out there that could get Waller down.
Tough break for RK, but it turns out that Dolan's call to go for the touchdown on 4th and goal was the right decision. Bringing it out of the end zone again from RK with Agnew still not getting to the 25. He's given up a couple yards every time that Dolan has kicked off to him. What's the plan here? How aggressive do you have to be if you're RK?
Now you've got to be extremely aggressive because you have a quarter and a half to score, 3 times against a running team that possesses the ball. So he has to score immediately.
Yeah, and it looks like the Bengals are expecting the same thing with that 3-man front now coming from their side. Oh, but Dalvin Cook gets the ball in the flat, makes one guy miss, makes a second guy miss, and he's free up the sideline, makes a third guy miss. That's a solid gain. Up just about to the 50. It's going to be 1st and 10 again.
I would have liked to see Dalvin get out of bounds there and treat this like the fourth quarter, but good play nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. It's getting close to the time where you got to be preventing. And you see these Bengals defenders really staying back from that line of scrimmage, but RK's still able to find space pretty deep up the middle.
He really loves this formation. He's going to run a lot of different things out of this formation. It brings protection. He can run play action out of it. He can run out of it like you see right here. So he needs to just stay in this. He has the matchup. Don't huddle. Drive right into the end zone.
Yeah, and it's going well. You see Antonio Gibson pick up 10 yards and another first down to get him inside the red zone. Both these red zone defenses, though, have been very productive. Passing play here, Deshaun Watson, that's an intentional grounding. Oh, and again, those are the types of mistakes that have set this Saints offense back throughout this game, and it happens again. Can't afford many more.
The defensive end contain that Dallin's running is outstanding here, and this is, it's not as bad as a turnover of that intentional grounding, but it's about the next best thing.
4-man front now. DBs drop back, and he gets it to Antonio Gibson on the outside, who breaks a tackle, gets him back up to about the 12-yard line. Oh, they'll call it the 17. I was off by 5. 3rd and 8 now. What's the call here?
I was going to say stay in this same formation, and I think you're looking for something over the middle here.
Yeah, you look at that distance between those two safeties, see if you can fit something in between them. And he does right there at the goal line. That's a touchdown. 17-6 now with an extra point on the way. As I mentioned before, Graham Gano's been perfect on those. Don't expect to miss. 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Is Ryan back in this game?
It's tough to say that he's back in this game, but he definitely needed that. Play action there on those with the user linebackers. Man, you got to be so disciplined, and Ryan able to just run that play action, freezes that inside linebacker that Dallin was using, and gets that wide open kind of inside post route right there.
Yeah, and he's been using those tight ends this season. Dallas Goedert is actually his 2nd leading receiver on the team, with Dalvin Cook being 3rd. All right. Devontae Booker will bring this out of the end zone. He gets to the 21-yard line, which is where the Bengals will take over.
Ryan needs a 3 and out right now, Hank. Ryan needs a 3 and out. He's got to come out. He needs to and you might give up something, but you know what? He needs to come out with a blitz. He needs to come out aggressive. I don't like this 3-3-5 call right now at this time of the game.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know what the Bengals are going to do. You have to dare them to pass the ball. Right. And when you see what happened right there, though, with a 4-yard gain, you can't expect much better than that when you look at how these two teams are lined up, right?
Yeah, and here we go. He's going to go stretch here. This is what Ryan's probably trying to prevent right now. And I actually...
But now he's going to get numbers on the edge as Ryan shifts inside. Oh, what a play from McQueen. I am behind. But Patrick Queen gets up into the backfield. Or not quite. 3rd and 5 now, though. If you're the Bengals, do you consider passing this ball?
If I'm the Bengals, I'm running the football right now. Even if I don't get it and punt, I'm grinding. I'm in the 4th quarter, so I turn on grind on my clock, and I'm just going to run this. If I can take a minute off the clock right now, then I do, but
yeah,
looks like he's not.
Oh, wow.
Ryan's got to get pressure
on the way.
Ryan, Saints have to get pressure here.
Yep, they certainly do. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. And he does throw the ball and comes up short. It's going to be a 4th and 2 now.
Ryan needed that. There's the punt call. This is exactly what Ryan needed in this game here. This is going to come down to it. This is outstanding.
And you think about just how different these circumstances could be had Ryan gotten that 4th down stop at the goal line.
Yep. Or, I mean, you have that forced ball when he's inside of the 15-yard line at the end of the first half, rather, that gets picked. I mean, he's had chances to be in this game. So this is kind of his last one, right? This is the ninth life, if you will.
It sure is. The Bengals on that last drive, they were sitting back. Is it time to start tightening things up a bit?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that it's tough to say, but he's going to keep passing. So for me, I'm staying in zone and I'm just trying to make sure I contain Deshaun Watson, which he's done a good job in.
And in this formation, you'd have to think that RK would be comfortable letting those defenders sit back and just throwing the ball to either one of those two running backs and picking up decent gains and getting out of bounds. All right, same formation that we've been seeing really on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. This is the formation that really works well for Ryan.
He drops back, has the running back, gets it to Dalvin Cook. Oh, no, that's Gibson on that side now. Yeah. Does he pick up the first down? 3rd and inches.
So I'd love to see Ryan just come out heavy right here. I don't believe in the Bengals front seven to be able to get push against Ryan's O-line. Ryan has fullbacks, tight ends. I mean, Ryan is equipped for this situation, and it looks like he's staying here. He's staying in this formation. And that was a good call. That was a great call.
Oh, and the run to Antonio Gibson gets, what is that? That's close to 20 yards.
That's a great call.
1st and 10 now, just over 5 minutes on the clock.
Dallin's going to use Shaq Thompson here against the running backs, and he's got to just pick a side. You see Dallin just picking a side. He picked Dalvin Cook that time. And, the thing is Ryan, you're going to have to cover over the top in these zones, but it leaves these flats open. Dallin can only pick one as a user linebacker. Ryan's going the other way.
But now you see some things change as the Bengals defensive backs get up to the line of scrimmage. And over the top, it is because he finally sucks those defensive backs up. He's able to hit Mecole Hardman over the top. And this is a football game now.
Well, we talked about this in the first quarter. That's what Ryan was trying to do. Run the ball, work the flats. Finally, you see Dallin come in with some man. Maybe that was a cover too. I didn't get a chance to see. And boom, right over the top there. That's what Ryan has been trying to set up all game. It's a 3-point game now. All of a sudden, this is a huge drive for Dallin.
Yeah, and it was a cover 1, actually, with Mecole Hardman having space outside over there. Wow. 3-point game, under 5 minutes on the clock. Saints are going to kick the ball off. And Cincinnati, I mean, you got to expect them to run the ball here. Yeah. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He's going to take the fair catch this time. Ball go to the 25.
It'll be interesting.
If you're Ryan, do you start being more aggressive?
Maybe he comes out it'll be interesting to see if he comes out in the 3-3-5 because, Dallin should, and here Ryan comes out in a 4-3 here, 4-3 offset.
It feels like that left edge is exposed, though, if Saquon can get there. Still in the shotgun, which is surprising to me. Seems like they've had most success. And there's the handoff, and there is a gap, but Dallin isn't able to take advantage of it, and the Saints stop him for a 3-yard gain.
This is where the Bengals are like in their own head, and they just need to run the football. And this is what he's doing now. So you see him in his playbook. He's coming in heavy. He's got a fullback in. He's got a tight end in. They're going to run, and this is what he needs to do.
Yep, and with RK back in that 3-man front with a fullback on the field, there's going to be a lane somewhere. And the snap, hands off to Saquon, and the lane is on the outside. Patrick Queen, though. Patrick Queen coming up big again, the rookie of the year. Wow, 3rd and 5 now. What do? Do you give the ball to Saquon for a 3rd time? Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen
here. This is a huge down. Ryan gets the stop here, and this thing's going to change everything.
Yep, and this is where that 3-3-5 really becomes very effective. Oh, yep. And he found him. There's just too big of a gap right there,
It is. It is.
especially with Darren Waller.
It's one of the frustrating things about that 3-3-5 is it does spread the field, but there is some huge zone gaps out there.
There are. I mean, you just look at those two safeties deep, and you wonder why he doesn't put one of them up in the box when you are in this situation going up against Saquon Barkley, and he takes advantage. Look at that. 7-8 yards right up the middle.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him 6 yards on that, but still, nonetheless, a good run. And listen, if I'm Dolan, this is what I'm doing, especially if I'm going to go if I'm going to come out in 22 or 32 even, and he's going to stay in 3-man line. Well, so here we go. Ryan comes out in the 4-3 here.
Oh, and love the RPO call, but that passing lane might be covered. But still, if Darren Waller can make that block, he might still get the edge.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and the handoff, and he does get that edge. It gets all the way outside, but there is a penalty. We'll see what that penalty is. This one might be coming back.
Oh, illegal block in the back. This is huge for RK and the Saints.
It is. That's going to be a 2nd and 5 now instead of 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Oh, and you see the Bengals looking through these plays. A lot of passing plays. We'll see what he calls.
Yeah, he likes to stay in the single back. I'm taking notes, Hank.
You are taking notes. Oh, this will be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if he passes it. Yep, and he does have that edge there. Can he make the move? No. And he'll go down at the 35, 1st and 10, just over 2 minutes on the clock. This is one where you got to just run the ball up the middle, get this to the 2-minute warning and work from there.
Yeah, you get this to a big Mike Williams. You let him break a couple tackles and stay in bounds. I like the call. So, he was looking for that play in his playbook. Great call.
All right. Oh, wow. A lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage for the Saints now. This is a look we haven't seen all that much of. You see the safety cheating up just a little bit. Handoff goes up the middle to Sony Michel, but he's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that call. If he breaks that, it's a touchdown. So that's one of those ones where you have everybody on the line, and if there's no real box there. So once it's broken, it's gone. But Ryan stops him with it. The Saints stop him with it. So we've got 2nd and 9 now.
2nd and 9, 2-minute warning now out of the way. Still 3 timeouts for both teams. Bengals have that 3-point lead. A first down here would be pretty big. You see that same look from the Bengals, from the Saints defense. God. Handoff up the middle. Saquon is wide open. There is nothing going on there defensively. That's a touchdown, and that could do it.
Yeah, that's going to do it. That was an outside zone call. I talked about this earlier. Ryan had it set up on D-right, but Saquon's so shifty. His change of direction is so good. It effortlessly, he's just able to change it to a run right up the middle there. And it almost looked like it was designed like that, and now you got a 10-point game and it's a wrap.
And it's exactly what you said after the previous play, which is that if you screw up with 6 guys at the line of scrimmage and nobody behind them, that's just going to be a touchdown. And it wound up biting RK in the ass. Saints now bringing this ball out of the end zone. Still nothing there. They keep trying with those returns, but it's just nothing going their way. You got to be super aggressive here. What do you even call at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Ryan really isn't built to score multiple times in a minute 52. The Saints, I should say. So, he's going to this is what he's kind of stuck with.
And it gets it to Dalvin Cook again, who makes a couple of moves, can't get out of bounds. You need to get out of bounds at this point. This is the same thing that we keep seeing with the Saints in this defense, with or in this offensive formation, the same defense from the Bengals. And play action again. I don't think he has time to keep taking these underneath throws to the running backs. He's got to change something up here.
He's hoping to score a touchdown and get an onside kick here, and he's going to have to give himself some time. The thing is listen, if you're the Saints, you need to come out 5 wide. You need to spread it out. You need to see if you can get something big open in the middle or down the sideline on the open side where you only have 2 defenders over there.
Yeah, these little 8-yard gains that are possible because he's just refusing to cover your running backs. Those aren't going to win you this football game. And see, there's another short pass, a broken tackle though, can't get out of bounds. This clock's going to keep running unless he does take his second timeout. RK does.
RK had Mecole Hardman running out. And I don't know if he was about to make another move that looked like a deep out, and it was open about 15 yards downfield, and he missed it.
For any Buffs fans out there, it looks like Katie Nixon is going through warmups, and he's going to be back today, so I'm really excited.
Oh, that's
but back to the Super Bowl. All right, drops back again.
Oh.
He has some options. Oh, he goes deep. Dropped the interception, though. That could have ended things for Dolan.
And, listen, that should be a touchdown. That should be a touchdown. Deshaun Watson can't make that throw. I dealt with that when I had him on last year's Madden, and it's so frustrating. It's why I drafted Mahomes right away in our league this time.
4th and 6 now. This could be the ball game if the Bengals can get a stop, but they're still sitting back. They're not going for the game ender, and RK's happy just to extend this. Gets up close to the 50-yard line.
Dalton Risner gives RK the cheap timeout here, and on a knee. It looks like he's not even going to miss a play.
All right. Wow. In the pistol now, looks like he's going up against a cover 4 look. And he's still taking these underneath wins, but those aren't worth much at this point. Another first down, though.
If you're Dolan, you're fine with him doing this the entire time,
Yep.
And
he is going to keep doing this, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And he winds up inbounds again. Just not enough time for this at this point. Honestly, you might be better off just trying to have taken that field goal. Gets out of the pocket, avoids the intentional grounding.
Yeah,
2nd and 10, 20 seconds to go.
I agree. Kick the field goal now. There's 20 seconds. And then try to get your onside kick because there's not enough time. At least give yourself that one play shot or something.
Yeah, because if you get that onside kick, odds are you're going to have to pick up at least 10 yards and that's going to end it. It's going to come close at the very least.
That's it.
That's over.
Congratulations to Dolan.
Dolan is the champion.
So 2 years in a row, Saquon Barkley wins the Super Bowl in this Madden league. Hank, what's your opinion on that?
I think that just means the New York Giants are doing something very, very wrong.
Here it is, Super Bowl celebration. We see the Bengals here, really excited.
Taking Super Bowl 5 because RK could not defend his Super Bowl 4 title. This was the first season in the Madden 2021 game for the DNVR Madden League. I mean, there isn't much else to come away with other than RK really kind of killed himself not running the ball more, I think, early on.
Yeah, the play that sticks out is that interception late in the second quarter with about a minute left at half. Just no reason at all to throw that. To me, that changed everything. It changed what Ryan was able to do on offense. And they did get some stops there. But I mean, all in all, I think that I'm not sure what Saquon's stat line was, but if you take away that one big run right up the middle, I would say RK pretty much contained him, at least enough to put himself in the game.
Yeah, with that 3-3-5 defense that RK committed to for the better portion of that game, you saw the way that he was able to hold him to those 5-6 yard gains, but the Bengals just never made a mistake. Dolan never got greedy, never tried to go deep when he shouldn't have. There were a couple of plays that he needed, like those deep balls to OBJ where he gave him an opportunity throwing the ball, but he wound up playing a pretty clean game, and that really is the difference in my mind.
Yeah, there was a couple of big plays. That Odell Beckham catch was huge. That right up the middle by Saquon was huge. And you look at this, Deshaun Watson, 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 81.4 completion percentage, very safe. And this is what Ryan's done with the Saints all year long, but without the 2 interceptions there and the fumble, right? Deshaun's fumble and the 2 picks. So, the recipe, he ended up kind of getting away from the recipe there, and that's what happens. This is exactly what happens. I will say, kind of cool to see Drew Lock holding the trophy up and kissing it on that last slide, though.
Yeah, we'll be seeing that here in Denver pretty soon. That's going to do it for today. We'll be back calling hopefully a couple more games next season before the Super Bowl. But congrats to Dahlin for winning the Super Bowl title in the first season in DNVR Madden League on Madden 21, Super Bowl 5 overall. And yeah, hopefully we'll see Drew Lock raise the Super Bowl trophy here in Denver sometime soon.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. And, we'll hopefully, are you in the AFC this year, Hank?
I'm the Patriots.
Oh, you're the Patriots. Well, you're the Patriots. I'm the Seahawks. I plan on being in the Super Bowl. So hopefully next season, me and you can't do this because we're playing each other.
I sure hope so. That's going to wrap things up for today, and we'll see.